You know, I was just thinking yesterday how much I miss the 90s because I was born in the 90s and my early childhood, I meant to say childhood, but it came out child herd. Look at the child here. Let's start over. I think that's a good idea. That's the only good idea that you as a Republican have had so far. Will you shut up, Democrat? This is the same man who champions third on the stage. All right, I'm ready. Take one. You need take two. Take two. I'm glad you agree with me. All right. Yesterday, I was thinking about how much I miss the 90s because I was born in 1990 and my early childhood years were in the 90s. Now that sounds a lot better. I think you could do better than that. I'm not doing it again. You know, I will say this though. What? I agree with you. Because the 90s, that's when I was the president. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but when it comes to presidents, I'm the best. Just ask Monica Lewinsky. Whatever. So, yeah. With the exception of Bill Clinton being in the White House, why don't you shut up? With the exception of Bill Clinton being in the White House, the 90s were like the golden ages for me. You know, they were some of the best times of my life, especially when it comes to TV shows. Because on TV shows, you had All That, you had Kenan and Kel, you had Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. You had a lot of cool TV shows and a lot of cool cartoons like Rocko's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy, you know, and Power Rangers. Well, Power Rangers not. I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to name everything in the 90s that were so great. And, you know, I was just thinking, you know, how much I miss the 90s. And, you know, sometimes I wish I could be back in the 90s. I mean, am I the only one? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of 90s babies out there who wish that they could have the 90s back. So is that why you hang out with me, Vance? Because, you know, I was the president during the 1990s and you just want to be as close to the 90s as possible? Is that why you hang out with me? For the most part, I hang out with you because you are a unique puppet. No. What I mean is you are a custom-made puppet, one of a kind, you know. The puppet maker that made you, he doesn't make many puppets of you, so you're just like one of a kind, you know. What's that? Antique. I couldn't think of that name, Antique. Vance, is there something wrong with your brain? What I'm trying to say is, I think the reason why I hang out with you is because, you know, you are the most expensive puppet that I ever purchased because you are a custom-made puppet. You cost more than $800. Holy cow, where do you get that kind of money? Working my butt off at my job and saving my money instead of spending it on everything that I see in a shopping mall window. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, you know, you cost more than $800. You are a one-of-a-kind puppet, so it's just like, you know, I might as well get my money's worth hanging out with you. So what you're saying is I'm a puppet prostitute.